Hey guys, Anthony here with Empire Music and EmpireMusic.com. Showing off an instrument that we've shown off before, but they're so cool that we need to remind you that they're there. And I'm sure people look this stuff up, and we're obviously not the only source for stuff online. But instruments that we really dig in the shop here. We love vintage inspired instruments. We're obviously like massive Fender custom shop dealers. We like instruments that anytime we can kind of drop down a few price points, and quite a few in this case, that we can kind of capture some of that. Are you getting the Fender custom shop vibe out of this bass? No, but you're getting a really quality instrument at a great price that gives you a ton of the vintage sound and a little bit of the feel too, although not quite as much as we start to move up in the lines. This is the Fender Vintera 60s jazz bass. Really strong value. They come in like around that $1,000 price point, give or take, depending on what model you're looking at. Feature-wise, it really kind of harkens back to what you would expect to pull out of some vintage instruments, but like I said, at a price point that it might be more accessible to some people. And obviously, if you can spend the money on a custom shop instrument or an American original instrument, you're getting an instrument that is an absolute joy to play. If you've seen any of my videos on some of that stuff before, you know I really do enjoy playing that type of stuff, and the emotion and the fun that I have kind of with you guys on these videos is very genuine, and this is really no exception to that, even at that price point. So like I said, 60s Vintera precision bass or jazz bass. Can't get anything right today. So this is a Mexican made instrument. It's got an alder body on it. It's got two 60s inspired pickups in there. So Fender just kind of voicing these like we would expect, that kind of mid-range kind of growl and punch that you'd get out of a jazz bass of that era. You know, the 70s tend to get a little bit more upper mid-range kind of punch to those, where this is sort of the lower mid-range fundamental. Vintage bridge on the back here. You got the 3-knob layout, volume, tone, maple neck. It's got a 60s C on it, like a mid-60s C they call it. So relatively thin neck, feels a lot like a modern C to me. Pal Faro board, looks like rosewood on there, but it's Pal Faro. And again, I have a video idea. If you guys want to hear, you know, something I've never really A-B'd a lot is what's the real difference between Pal Faro and rosewood. If you guys would like to see a video like that, leave a comment below. Any suggestions that you have as far as what you hear when you play that stuff, if you've had a chance to A-B it, or if you own both of those things, what are some of the differences that you hear and kind of encounter between those two woods, and gives me something to kind of look out for when I'm shooting that video, if we ever get around to doing that. Hopefully we will. Synthetic bone nut, 1.5 inch, and it has the reverse vintage style tuners on there. So sonically, what I was playing there at the top was everything wide open. I'm going to do a little bit of the same, move my hand around. We'll kind of get some of the tonal differences out of it just from, you know, positioning of your plucking hand here. Volume up might help. So really cool, like, you know, like I like to say, the more we can vary the tonal differences with just moving around, means less time that you're gonna have down here, like with the control knobs, back at your amp. Always great to have a super dynamic instrument in your hands. And like at $1,000 or around there, who knows when you're watching this, prices always kind of move out in the market. It's a heck of an instrument, man. Very responsive, which I like. So we'll jump up to the front pickup here. Pull out some of that snarl out of that neck pickup. perform the same thing with bridge pickup. So, I mean, one thing I'll notice with a bass like this is outside of the great kind of tonal differences, and that's going to be different for every player. I have a relatively aggressive right hand here. I mean, I tend to dig pretty hard on the bass, so like super low action to me doesn't really cut it. I get a ton of noise off of that. And I like kind of a almost medium to almost kind of a high action, and I tend to pull a little bit more tone out like that. And I try to set these basses up best I can when I'm filming the videos around kind of my playing style. So obviously there's going to be some nuanced differences between how I play and how you play out there. But the one thing I notice is as we move up in the lines, the harmonic character of those pickups starts to change. So here, well, this is a fantastic instrument. When we jump into the American Original series, we tend to get a little bit more of a little bit richer of a sound. This has a tendency to be a little bit more singular in its attack and in its sound, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but at the price point, man, you seriously can't beat it. So Fender Vintera 60s jazz bass, fantastic instrument. We've done videos before. Again, just a friendly reminder here from Empire Music that these instruments exist. They get a great price point. They can cater to a lot of different players out there. If you have any questions, give me a call, 412-343-5299. You can email me directly. It's anthony@empiremusic.com. Full factory setup on everything that we sell. 0% interest financing. Please hit subscribe on the YouTube channel, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.